Hello, everyone. Just want to light my little candle over here. I want to thank you all for being here. I am always so grateful for the energy that you bring and that you share your time. I really do appreciate that. Um, so please do not forget to like and comment and subscribe, as this really does help these messages get to the collective. And always use your own discernment. I am not a licensed professional, so take only what resonates and always seek expert advice in medical, financial, and legal matters. And at this time, I just want to breathe in and exhale. And I'll let the worries and the stress and any anxiety or fear or doubt go and call in that light that lives within every cell, right? The breath of life and love that remembers us whole, home, right? Just so the first two cards that I pulled were new home and pure heart. Okay. So we have someone over here who is definitely in a festive energy. They're feeling glee, they're feeling lit up. Their creativity is a light in everything they do. They're perky, they're happy, they're really wanting to celebrate and are very grateful, right? This could be someone who has come to obtain a new home. It could be home renovations that have been done and finally complete. I know what that feels like. We've gone through quite a few of those this year ourselves, and we are feeling grateful. But this is someone, this pure heart just tells me that the joy and the love and the gratitude and the excitement really is pure. It's coming from that place of wholeness, that place within us that recognizes the light we are and the power of it and what we can create and obtain through that heart energy, right? Through that self love and that healing. And yet, we're coming here, there's an energy here of feeling tired and exhausted, feeling like something bad is inevitable and as though they've been overlooked. And there may be some feelings of being upset or angry. It could also be having your intentions, right, undermined by others, right? Um, you may even be coming out of this time of feeling exhausted, right? I know we're in a very remote area. Help is very difficult to find. And so sometimes those home reno projects can take a long time. And it's like, is it ever going to get here? Right? Is it ever going to get finished? And when it's finished, is it going to be done, to my standards? Or is there something that's going to go wrong? You can sometimes have those doubts and insecurities. And then once you finally wrap it all up, it really is a celebration no matter what time of the year that it comes into. Um, but I wanted to kind of look at this energy, see what we're coming out of, what we're stepping into. So I am going to go to the tarot right away. Let me just give them a quick, fresh shuffle here. I will be honest, I do feel, my crown right now is feeling really heavy. This blue, this blue, this blue. Like my crown is really feeling some pressure right now. The thoughts, it's like I'm almost feeling nauseous from it. Might experience migraines, headaches, might experience, I feel like it's hard to breathe even in this energy. Yeah. Kind of heavy. Mm. I can't imagine that someone who's feeling so much joy and vibrancy and gratitude, this is really, oof, it's kind of blurring the vision. So whoever that is may be having a difficult time seeing, right? Seeing you celebrate, seeing you be in joy, or we will see. We will see. I'm just going to cut these. Spirit, what is this? Tired. Okay. Yeah. This is someone who is feeling stuck, bound, really limited. It's almost like they're too tired to, be happy. But the pain that I'm feeling around my eyes, my head, it's actually quite hot as well. And I do have the Eight of Swords here, which is really about being trapped in negative thoughts, feeling powerless. Really, really, this is like being restricted and bound by our thoughts, by those limiting beliefs that hold us back from experiencing that true belief. Um, we have here also, wow, Five of Swords. So, dread. It's like that dread, that fear of competition. This may be someone who's feeling quite competitive, right? If you have received a new home, it may even be worry that something else is going to go wrong also, and feel it heavy in the chest, the head, the eyes. One of the things that I do get is it's like coming out of a space of limitation, right? Of feeling as though you have to compete with others, bringing in that pure heart and creating that new home. That new home doesn't always have to be like a new purchase, it doesn't even have to be like physical renovations. It can just purely be rising out of these limitations, these old beliefs, this need to compete with others, this fear, this constant fear of doom and dread and things. It's like that mindset that nothing ever works for me, nothing ever goes my way. I'm never going to be good enough. I'm never going to have enough. Like these limiting beliefs, and being dismissed, right? Of finding that joy and that purity and having that kind of overlooked and dismissed and undermined by others. Like coming out of that, bringing in that joy, bringing in that happiness, maybe going out and getting our nails done, or doing our hair differently, putting on a little makeup, like a new light on our face, right? Just really allowing that pure heart energy to come forward can totally redecorate a home. It can really make it feel more vibrant and more alive. um that I'm starting to hurt in the upper back also. So this may be things that have been said. Look at this card a little closer. It's almost like worrying that the past is going to come back and get you, or something from, it's like defeat. This is really some defeating beliefs, that undermining energy, though. It could be because of things that have been said, even behind the back. I say that because my back is starting to really, it's easing up around my crown and moving down toward the back of me, right? It's like those who would say, oh, now, you got a new set of curtains, you put a new blanket on the bed, you swept up out of the corners and from under the furniture and rearranged everything, and you might have painted the walls a different color, you know, and now they're like, oh, what? Now you think you're better than everybody, right? Totally dismissing the accomplishment and the challenges that have been overcome to bring in that new home energy. They might even, yeah, it's like, who do you think you are? Four of Wands. Yeah, this is around the home. This can also be reaching a milestone. It's really a special occasion that calls for celebration, bringing in that joyful energy to the home and to the community around. It's really harmony, homecoming. It can be celebrations, events. It's like, it may even be a whole group, right? That's just, I know, I just got this energy. It's like, oh God, don't invite her because she thinks she's better than everybody else, or him, um like somebody, no, the way he's looking, it's like, oh, you're also, it may be someone who has some fears, and someone's kind of looking at him like, ugh, you know your fears are unrealistic. Like there may even, it's like there is an energy here, someone who's exhausted, worried about bad things happening, and then someone just kind of, it's like that light washing energy, right? Where, oh God, the same thing, different day. When are you going to change? When are you going to, lighten up? It's a very depressing energy over here. There may be even someone who is feeling depressed and they are having a difficult time finding that joy within. And because of the celebratory energy that is coming in, they're feeling quite dismissed, right? They see themselves as totally bound, exhausted to move, too too worried about the bad that is to come. Sometimes we can come into this great energy, right? Where we have all of these accomplishments and achievements. And it's like that once in a lifetime energy. We start to really bring it through. And then maybe we fall back into this energy of, oh, something bad is bound to happen. Things are too good. Like this is almost like a too good to be true energy. And if you're exuberating, it's an exuberating energy. If you're exuding this, maybe having someone say you need to come down out of the clouds, like you need to put your feet on the ground, come back to reality. Things aren't as good as you think they are. Um, that's really reaching a milestone. It's almost like a competition, also. Um, mm, it's like feeling like it's not going to happen. This is almost like being irresponsible, right? With what we have, dreading this celebration. It may even having been spoken irresponsibly, right? Someone speaking something irresponsibly about this home or about this celebration, about the achievement of this milestone. It's also like who can get to the finish line first, right? Who can reach that milestone first? If you've reached that milestone and have been able to bring in that new home energy, there may be someone that is feeling a bit defeated. Yeah, and at a crossroads. This is, irresponsible decisions, right? Bringing someone to a point to where they feel like they can't move forward. There's so many energies. I feel like I'm picking up on a whole party over here. Um, let's see one more here. Mm. This is breakthrough energy, though. This is having done everything on your own. I really feel like whoever this is has actually accomplished some great things. They're wanting to celebrate. They're feeling very jubilant and festive and happy and grateful. And then it's like you've got someone here back in the background that it is just exhausting. Like they're sick of it. They have felt so much competition. It's like feeling like, oh yeah, yeah, really judging you for that. It's really a bunch of insecurity. Honestly, this is someone who's trying to this is almost like someone who's feeling bound and stuck, and instead of going within, they're creating conflict within the family or within the home, and have been taking some very irresponsible, possibly what do you call it, impulsive decisions, and they're not able to see the way forward. um, this is a quick breakthrough energy. This could be receiving news, but this is like somebody is angry here about everything that you've accomplished. They don't, I want to say, they don't even care. Like, it took, you did this by yourself. You had to put forth the effort. You had to get everything organized. You had to make all the plans. You had to come out of this exhausting, dreadful energy that just really undermined your own happiness. And now you're wanting to share that, and you've got a whole line of conflict, possibly family, who is just, they're having a difficult time rising above this. Um, I feel like, mm, yeah, you're being called to rise above this. This is judgment, right? This is receiving that judgment from others. And, it's like petty arguments, petty gossip. I mean, some people just don't like to see us be happy, especially when they're so used to us being in that survival energy. And I feel like this is really someone, yeah, who has come out of this survival energy, and into a new beginning. That is that new spark of life, that new spark of creation, of joy, of passion, and inspiration. This is truly receiving the call and rising above all this, um, conflict and these limiting beliefs. Whew. Let's see. You have anything else over here? Yeah. You may even be stepping into a place of authority, like that inner authority, taking lead of your own life, right? This is actually the King of Wands. Um, he's the embodiment, of that visionary leader. Um, very passionate, very bold, very inspiring. Um, he really doesn't just hold that vision, but he brings it into fruition, right? I mean, wow. Wow. This is having taken a hold of a, I mean, this is triumph. This is Six of Wands. This is being recognized. This is a recognizable change. So whatever was done here, let's do this. Whatever was done that brought this change to your home, right, to your environment, your sacred space, um, it's really something that can be seen, right, and recognized. Hmm. I also have, this is promising ventures or investment emerges after a potential offering a potential for material gain. It's like one good opportunity after the next. It's like one piece of good news after the next has really driven this person mad. That pressure, it's like that financial gain that you're grateful for. There's an upset, angry. This is an angry energy here. This could be sharing news. It could be text messages. It could be just receiving that breakthrough um, of all that you have accomplished and all that you have gained by rising above, right? The judgments, the limiting beliefs, the rejection, the competition, just, that struggle for more and receiving that new opportunity where you bring that into fruition, right? And it's recognizable prosperity, it's recognizable gain. I say congratulations. I say rising above it, bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's yours. It was divinely and destined to be yours. This is really justice coming through and bringing in that new beginning. I mean, rising above that fray, rising above all of that. Oh my God, it just doesn't stop. Oh my God, I feel like that's what they say. It's like your life, you did something, right? I mean, I've got the sun at the bottom of the deck, right? It's almost like you've got a group, a family, or whatever it is, a community who has watched you struggle for so long, may have never believed that you would get any further than you had. And now you have, and they're really having a difficult time with your celebration. This energy may actually be very depressed, right? They may be having a very difficult time themselves. And, but where was it here? um being at this crossroads, that irresponsible behavior. It may be someone who has been irresponsible with their own energy, right? Whether that be their own time, their own resources, their own finances, their own words and actions. And it's like that struggle, strife, fight, compete energy. And you may have someone who was trying to get ahead in that manner, and yet you tapped into that pure heart energy, were able to rise above it. And it has been a long struggle. It has been a long battle, an internal battle, right? Of breaking through all of those barriers, of those swords, of actually taking the blinders off and seeing within, right? And rising above. And it really looks like you've stepped into a fantastic era in life. And I would just say, I'm getting a lot of this energy now, where we're coming into this time of the year where people gather together in celebration, whether it be Thanksgiving or Christmas or Hanukkah or any of the other, I mean, we have celebrations all around the world, right? Um, and coming together and people recognizing how much you've changed, the glow that is coming from you, the pure gratitude. I mean, if that gratitude card wasn't there, I'd say, yeah, maybe kind of tone it down. Let's get a little grounded. but it really looks like you're in your heart. You really truly feel the gratitude for where you have come. And, that's an energy that is very strong lately, where spirit's really guiding us to come to this place to recognize from where we started to where we are, to give us that ourselves that congratulations, right? To give us ourselves that hug, to recognize the milestones and the achievements that have been made, even if no one else does, right? Even if no one else is going to say, hey, great job, kid. You did it. Amazing journey, amazing milestone. You're headed for great things. I mean, this is a whole new opportunity. This is a whole new life. This is justice coming in divine timing, balancing the scales. It's like someone who had been put down and dragged under unjustly, right? Like maybe they had worked all of their lives for everything that they had and had felt like they were never going to receive anything. I feel like there was competition. I feel like there may have been a bit of backbiting and a bit of undermining that probably felt like it was slowing that process down for you. But there was that moment where you broke free and you said, you know what? Nobody's going to do it but me. Nobody's going to come in and save me but me. And I feel like you took that leap into yourself and you really found the joy within and learned how to make yourself happy by bringing that into your home. And it is very possible that that has turned into and manifested a new home, right? A home of luxury, right? And luxury really depends on your definition of it. What I find luxurious, someone else may not. But yeah, 100%. This is vitality. I am the embodiment of strength and vitality, radiating physical power and a vibrant life force on multidimensional, right? I send healing love to my past, present, and future selves, unifying all aspects of my soul in sacred harmony and receiving divine fortune. I walk in the frequency of divine fortune, attracting the right opportunities, relationships, and resources with ease. And you have absolutely done all of that. This is something we can really get caught up in the joy of things, right? In the celebration of our accomplishments. And we can say, yeah, I walked a hard, lonely path, right? May have been filled with obstacles, may have been feeling like a time where you just really couldn't see any end to it all, right? But you did it. And that vitality, you drew in that source light, that pure love, cleansing, right? The energy, past, present, future, being in the now moment, learning that we are a multidimensional being and that yet we need to be present in that now moment to draw that down into this physicality, to draw in that divine fortune. This can be gifts opening up to you, spiritual gifts, right? And it may even be, I really feel, I didn't even touch on the sun. This is really another golden opportunity. And that's where I felt like this dread guy, like, oh God, again, like when does the good news stop? Like I'm over here fighting and competing to the end, and I can't get ahead in any way, shape, or form. It may be that you are showing the way and that others are now, like they've been in that restrictive energy, in those limiting beliefs, and they may be actually judging you for the way that you have changed. But you've answered that call, and I feel like it's their time to answer that call, though they really need to rise above that conflict, right? That bitter Betty type of energy, really get their light body in order. Yeah, definitely. Says my light body vibrates with pure love, anchoring the frequency of ascension into the physical plane. Yeah, you've done it. You have entered that stage to where you recognize that the joy within you will manifest purely, right? Without that conflict, without all of that strife, that need to fight and battle and be better than others. This is someone they may have even boasted and bragged and ugh, it's and now they're seeing you may have come out of nowhere, right? With all this new energy, all this vitality. It's like yeah, I don't want to get into that too much, but I do feel like 100% you're walking into the sun. You're walking into that moment where the sun is shining on you, where you are aligned with the divine. You are drawing on that pure heart energy. You are bringing it into your home. It is not just for show. You have done the work. You've walked the dark night of the soul, and today is your day, and you have every right to celebrate that, no matter how much it upsets anyone else. I know I just did another reading that kind of had the same energy in it. I think it's just the celebratory holiday type energies, people coming together that haven't possibly seen each other in a long time. They're noticing the changes. Some may be feeling bitter, right? Because who are you to change? Who are you to come in so happy and vibrant when everything in the world seems to be going to crap, right? It could even be someone who behind the scenes has tried to undermine your new beginning by falsely propping themselves up, pumping themselves up, and then here you come with evidence, right? And there's nothing on this end to show. It could even be someone who's really caught in a victim mentality, who's tired and exhausted and feels like the worst is yet to come. And here you are saying, no, the best is yet to come. And I really love that energy for you. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's, what more could you ask for? I know there are some that are still having difficult times. And to be honest, I just want to say that it's not to put down anyone who may be feeling this impending doom, right? Who may be feeling as though they too have been undermined and really upset, right? Maybe feeling as though they've missed some opportunities, or as though they've mishandled some opportunities. Because to be honest, I feel a very hot, very depressive energy here. So whoever is in that energy, I just want to send them some love, because I really feel it's very heavy. I feel it makes it difficult to breathe. It makes it difficult to think. And so the other twist to this is that with you, your new life, your new vitality, right? To use discernment, to obviously to keep your boundaries, but to know that you may be coming across someone who actually could use an upliftment, right? Just because this side here is so heavy, hot, depression, The breathing is, oof. Could even be a lot of jealousy involved in this. But know that that is their insecurities, right? That is the part of them that feels like they are unworthy, that they don't have enough, that they can't do it, that they can't break free. It may be your light that undermines that defeating energy. You know, someone who's always been, this is like that major depressive type energy, who's just been, they're always depressed, they're always sad, they're always angry, nothing ever works out for them, like they just can't stand to see any happiness because it reminds them of their own limiting beliefs over here, and that light is triggering them. But I feel a shake. What I hear is shake in their foundation. It's like you anchoring that light has shook the foundation of someone else. I hear they're not going to like it. Just let it go. Just let it go. You've already risen above. This is your time to shine. Don't allow this energy to undermine your victory. Remain in your power, stand in your power. Know that you are that multidimensional being. Mm, mm, yeah, it's really giving me a heartburn feeling, like it's burning up the heart, right? Like it's anger, it's jealousy, it's envy, it's strife. It's that bitter Betty moment that meets the light, that meets true joy, pure joy. Okay, I'm going to let that go. And there is one little deck that every once in a while I like to pull an affirmation from. It is our spirit cat deck. I don't know if you all like cats or not. I do. I love my kitties. I have one sleeping over here next to me now. Let's see what spirit has here for us. Uh-huh. Okay, so two fell out. It came out like this. They were perfect. And then when I flipped it over, I noticed it was different. This is our peace kitty and our warrior kitty. You can't have peace without war, right? Let's see here. I don't know if you guys will ever be able to see these things on camera, so I'm just going to read them. Warrior kitty, meet Mishkin rough and tumble. He knows his teeth are sharp and his claws are prized possession, carefully honed to points. He is a little ninja, but has a heart of love and softness. We can call on Mishkin when we need to stand up for ourselves, set boundaries, or be daring. So whether you're about to climb a giant boulder or take a leap of faith or ask to be paid what you're worth, remember the little Mishkin and his bravery. Yes, he did whack that big scary dog on the nose, even though he is only a little kitten. Yeah, stand up for yourself. Don't let this energy diminish the vibrancy and the purity and the joy at this time, especially after such a long struggle, right? You've been there, you've done that, you know who you are, you know what you're worth, you know what you want, you know the power that comes within you. So don't be afraid to place any boundaries that need to be placed going forward, truly. And then, of course, can't have peace without war. And we have our little peace kitty here. Says, meet Serena. She will guide you to the sanctuary at the center of your being, the place of stillness in the midst of the flowing river of life. She knows the language of forgiveness and acceptance. If you are quiet for a moment and let your heart soften and open, she can teach you these true words so that you may rest your mind in the abode of peace. We cannot control the actions of others, but our perspectives, our feelings, and our choices remain in our power. Choose to be at peace even as you work toward resolution, evolution, and change. And Spirit's really reminding me to bring in compassion. You know, we're really, as humanity, coming into some breakthrough energy, right? That has never really been tapped into, felt, or seen in the way that it's coming in. And it can be quite disturbing for some. I know there's at times when this energy comes in and it disturbs my own inner parts, right? And I feel like the little warrior kitty, right? That just needs to start placing boundaries everywhere. But at the same time, I have to go into that place of peace, right? It may be someone fearing the arguments that might arise, or the conflict or the competition that might arise, but don't let it be undermine you. Drop into that peaceful place in your heart. Use compassion in your words when setting these boundaries, but know within you, right? It says, we cannot control the actions of others, but our perspectives, our feelings, and our choices remain in our power. And know that you do have the power within you. I mean, look at all that you have already accomplished, right? I mean, how can it get, you know, I mean, it's almost like that too good to be true energy. And one of my favorite kitties. I have to do this to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know they're long, but I love you all so much. And I do send love and gratitude to you guys, whatever energy you're in or may be feeling, right? Because I don't want to see anyone left behind. Although I know that's not in my power to decide. I just like uplifting where I can. But this here is unique at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Says, meet Helix. He was always a little different from the other kittens. At first, he felt lonely and alienated. He even considered trying to blend in to be accepted by the other cats, but this could never give him the joy that being embraced as his true self would. So he took a risk and met people's gazes as himself. He saw that his uniqueness was his beauty, his spark. He alone could twinkle the way only he can. Miraculously, many kittens around him threw off their normal disguises and began to sparkle in their own way, too. Their world became dazzling, diverse. So embrace the freak within and remember, outsiders are in. Yeah, you may really be the showing the way, right? And in the beginning, that can often trigger others because they truly don't understand where we come from. But at the same time, we can know, right, that we are that vibrant life in their life, whether they choose to see it today, tomorrow, or never, right? Allow that uniqueness to shine. because maybe it will rub off on a few others back here who are having a hard time. Because, like I said, I did feel a very depressed energy over here, and we don't get that way for no reason. That's not an energy that we wake up and say, I think I'm going to feel like crap today, right? And then go choose to do that, right? If we feel like we have an opportunity to be happy, even sometimes when we're in that energy, we think, what's it worth, right? Well, I can tell whoever's feeling that way that it is worth gold to step in to the embrace of this light, to be uniquely you, to allow your light to shine, to rise above all of that conflict, that inner conflict, those judgments, right, that we cast upon ourselves. Allow yourself to be free and really go celebrate this time with joy, right? Don't be afraid to shine. So, blessings to everyone. I really thank you for your time and your energy and for hanging with me as long as you have. So, I will now return your energy to you, pure and whole, as I receive my energy back, pure and whole, allowing only that which is light to remain. And so it is. May you go in love and gratitude and peace.